no caffeine, no cholesterol, no MSG, no preservatives, no salt, no sodium, no sugar, and when you laugh, so much of you has a good time. All right, so how much celebration would you like in your life? That is your challenge to walk out with being able to celebrate a little bit more in your life. One of the questions that we asked was, how much celebration do you have in the workplace? 87% of the people said they don't have enough, that they really would like to celebrate more. And we spend so much time at work that work should be more of a celebration, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how do we celebrate more work? What do we need to do? First of all, maybe it's just the way that we define celebration. See, if you have no time to celebrate, you may feel like this. Anybody feel like this? Yeah. You're thinking maybe celebration just becomes another stressor because you don't have time to celebrate. But we define celebration in the book as acknowledging all that is good. Acknowledging the good work that you do, acknowledging the people that you do it with, acknowledging the progress along the way, acknowledging the milestones in your work and your life. So it's just programming yourself to look for the good in everything that you do. It's look for the good in your life. Maybe it's just changing your language. Joanna Branty, returnonhappiness.com, talks a lot about language. This is my favorite example. Deadline versus finish line. All right? Deadline. Now, I don't want to achieve any objective where somebody dies in the process. Yeah, we finished right on time on Tuesday, but unfortunately, 2 guys are dead. Right? Finish line. Finish line, you know there's going to be some kind of celebration, right? I mean, the cheerleaders are jumping up and down. The accounting department's going wild. Bob in IT just took out his French horn. You know it's going to be a celebration. So start to look at your language and start with this one. For those of you who use the word deadlines, challenge yourself and see if from now on you can change the word deadline to finish line. All it really is changing your lens, which changes your language, and you can change your life. It's reprogramming your brain for the positive. See, when we raise our positivity, we release dopamine in our brains, and that turns on the learning center of our brains. We become more creative, we become more innovative, more productive, we get along better with the people around us, just by scanning, looking for what's most positive in our life. One of the questions that we did in our survey as we prepared the book was, what's essential for a celebration to work in an organization? We got some good feedback. The first was inclusivity. That anything that you could possibly do when you're celebrating to make everybody feel part of the celebration, that everybody feels part of the team, is a great rule of thumb, or a rule to follow when you're having a celebration. I was at a conference recently, and the speaker was talking about globalization, and was using the example of Volvo and how many offices they have and plants around the world, and they were talking about the official language of Volvo. The official language of Volvo is bad English. And the reason it's bad English is because they want every employee to feel that they can speak bad English. You know, some people speak better English than others, but what they're saying is, don't be afraid to talk. You're fine to allow your authenticity to come through. Your English doesn't have to be perfect. The way that we're going to communicate, most of these up in this company are not English-born speakers, but that's how we're going to communicate together. So feel free, you have permission, enjoy yourself, three words that came up were gratitude. A grateful feeling, emotion, or attitude, and acknowledgement for the life that we have. Living coming from a place of gratitude. There's an old African toast, sosimo, which means to feel the deep ringing of gratitude in your heart. The quickest way to change any negative state is to practice gratitude. And then, surprise. Surprise is an included element of the unexpected. The reason that celebration a lot of times falls flat in an organization is because it's an institutional type celebration. They've celebrated birthdays the same way for the last 40 years. Every Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the month, we celebrate all the birthdays of that month. And so it doesn't have any freshness to it. So the element of surprise, we're going to talk about that in a little while, well, in people's lives. All right, so what does that mean? It means we need to turn on our GPS, gratitude, play, surprise. Turn on your GPS first thing in the morning, so in the middle of the day you don't end up in some ditch with the GPS lady saying, recalculate, recalculate. Even though we do need to recalculate a little along the way, of course. Right. So gratitude. So where do you come from when you wake up in the morning? Are you coming from a place of an attitude of gratitude or just an attitude? Do you wake up and you say, oh, another dark, dreary, dreadful day in the dungeon of doom? Or do you wake up like Miss Sexy wakes up? I'm just guessing, but I bet you Miss Sexy wakes up in the morning, she looks in that mirror and she says, look at you. You are it. Is it just my imagination, or you just keep getting better looking? You should be in a museum, you piece of work. Love you. All right, well, maybe that's a little bit extreme, but somewhere between the dungeon of doom and the being in a museum, where are you? See, that's it. We need to take control of the moment we wake up, to turn on the GPS. I know that when I get stressed out or I have a lot to do, a lot of times the first thing I'll start thinking about all the things that I have to do. My mind starts going, and I sometimes can create anxiety for if I'm busy, right? You ever feel that way? Stress and pressure, and you're in the middle of a big project or something? Yeah? And so I had to stop myself, and I said, oh, wait, talk about this stuff. You've got to turn on your GPS. And so I immediately go through I turn on and I say, okay, first question, what am I grateful for today? You wake up, your name is not in the obituary section. It's going to be a good day. Just grateful for being alive. But play the game. What is it I have to be grateful for today? Count your blessings. How about running through that very humbling game of pretend that everything was taken away from you in your life. Your family, your health, your career, and then give it back to you. You think you've got blessings to count? Yeah, so start off the day by turning on that GPS, by asking yourself the question, what am I grateful for today? Right? Was chatting with Graham, since he was the first person here. He beat me by about 30 minutes. He got here about 6:20 this morning. Wanted to make sure he got a good seat, and for the parking may be a problem because there's usually a mob seat for these celebration programs. So we were chatting, and he said one of his goals every day is to make somebody smile, is to bring a little bit of joy into somebody's life. All right, so there were all kinds of examples of how companies and individuals express gratitude in the book. One of my favorites is the Post-it party. And the Post-it party can take on a lot of different looks. But basically, you want to celebrate Employee Appreciation Day. It's somebody's birthday. Somebody gets a promotion. Right? You just spend 3 minutes, you go to their workspace, and you start sticking Post-its with saying nice things to anything that sticks. So that at the end, it looks like something like this. That's just covered in Post-its. Great attitude. Post. Thanks for dog sitting. Post. Thanks for picking up Grandma at Temple the other night. Post. Good work on the last project. Post. It's just as many things as you can think about as fast as you possibly can. Post, and then you end up with a posted party. Right? How can you take advantage of the posted party with the circumstances of your work and your life right now? The handwritten thank you note never goes out of style. We don't send as many handwritten thank you notes anymore, do we? And why is that? Because of Twitter, because of Facebook, because of social media, because of email today. It's almost a lost art, and that's why it stands out more now than ever. One of the ladies we interviewed was Kim Mattel from Believe It Yourself Spas from the United States. She says that her goal, which she accomplishes every year, is to send out 100 handwritten cards of gratitude to the people in her life. So she has the guy that she takes the cleaning to, would be the doctor, the dentist, her kids' teachers. This nice handwritten note of gratitude sometime in that year. It goes a long ways. So to create habits of gratitude where we can share our gratitude is a great way to go. One of my hotels that I frequent quite a bit is called the Amelia Hotel in Kuala Lumpur. And I've done some work with them, and they're also a sponsor from a program I'm involved with called Together We Can Change the World. So I was going to be spending my birthday in Kuala Lumpur last year, and I told the general manager of the hotel, Arnold Tony, this, and he says, well, if you're going to be here at the hotel, we're throwing you a party. I go, really? He says, come up with your favorite foods in the world. Favorite foods in the world. I said, well, as much as I love the delicacies all over the world, and I eat spicy food, I love all kinds of food, including Middle Eastern food and Asian food. I said, but probably my favorite would still be tuna sashimi, a Caesar salad, lobster bisque, a nice steak with pepper sauce would be good, and a chocolate souffle for dessert. I mean, if I could have anything in the world, nobody was counting calories and nobody was watching. That's what would happen. And sure enough, on that fateful evening of my birthday, there is the menu that they served all of those things. You can't see it from there, but that's what the menu says. It was, don't pay attention to the number there. The numbers lie. They missed it by a decade or so on the number. But there in the background, there's my chocolate souffle, plus a birthday cake that we ended up taking back and eating a little bit later. And here we were. They never before at the hotel opened up the very top. They have just a little garden area up there. And sure enough, I was the first one with my friend Sam from America, and my two other friends from the hotel. Well, actually, those were guys that were just taking care of us. But you see the Petronas Towers and the KL Water Tower in the background. We had a wonderful night. And I have profound gratitude for that evening and for the man who provided it, Arno Tony. Now, Arno is no longer the GM there, the general manager, but I know that whatever he does in his life, I will be a supporter of his, simply because it wasn't the food, it wasn't the view, it wasn't what he created. It was that he took enough time to really care and to make it special for me. We'll chat a little bit more about that when we get to the customers. But how do we take care of our customers? If we could just do the unexpected, the surprise, something that people didn't see it coming. You know, it really taps into what's highest on somebody's joy list. It makes a huge difference. So practice gratitude. Lots of different ways to practice. Before you go to bed every night, how about keeping a gratitude journal? Right, and a gratitude journal is just a colorful little notebook. Maybe it says journal on it, maybe it's just some sheets of paper. And just write down 3 things that happened during the day that you're grateful for. Right? Simple things. You know, I didn't get stuck in traffic today. I was smooth sailing. You know, I got to go to work and people smiled at me. I woke up and I felt good. You know, that I have a wonderful family that loves me. Whatever it may be, the specific things that may have happened. And then here's what I want you to do. Put one thing on that list of something that didn't go well. A mistake that you made, and then the lesson that you learned from the mistake. So one thing that we're celebrating the lesson from what didn't go well. Because we learned so much more from what didn't work than what does work. And what we find out is that the things that we complain about, it's just part of life. And if we approach life as a laboratory and we're grateful for the lessons, then again, we're scanning for the positive. Those things become positive because we've changed our language, we've changed our lens, we've changed our language, and we've changed our life. One of my favorite examples of celebrating mistakes was a Pakistan state oil in their purchasing department. Every time somebody makes a mistake, the rest of the department is grateful for the next day. The person that made the mistake has to buy snacks or lunch for the entire department. And then when you're having the snacks or the lunch, then you talk about what you learned from those mistakes. Right? A little gratitude journal, one thing that didn't work. All right, at your tables, share a favorite moment of gratitude that either you got a wonderful response to when you showed somebody else a moment of gratitude, or a moment of gratitude that was shown to you. Either way, share some moments of gratitude with your table. This is the entire table. All right, moments of gratitude. A grandfather was talking to his grandson, and he said, "Grandson," he said, "in every life, there are two wolves. There is a wolf of evil, fear, resentment, self-pity, and that's the evil wolf. And he said, there's the good wolf. The wolf of passion, of love, of compassion, energy." And the grandson said, "Well," he said, which wolf wins the fight?" And the grandfather said, "Whichever wolf you feed." Which wolf are you feeding? Where is your focus? Attitude of gratitude or just an attitude? Try gratitude. See if you notice a difference in your life. Okay. I'm going to ask you a question. I want you to come back, and the answer is GPS with the motion. We need to get in the habit of doing this so that when we are feeling pressure, we can remind ourselves, we can turn on our GPS, okay? Too much stress, what do? GPS. Life's a mess. GPS. I need more audience participation. Come on. Do I need to give rewards? All right, everybody gets a book if you play along, okay? I'm not taking back your book. All right. Financial duress. GPS. All right. As we go along, hopefully we'll practice. We'll get better as we go. All right.